Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very intriguing and pretty big numbers when it comes to the PlayStation 5 restock that is looking extremely imminent coming over here from Target itself. We have a little bit of the previous information and some new information floating around from the community itself. So overall, this Target restock is looking extremely good throughout the rest of this week. I'll give you guys my expected dates on it. I'll give you guys the stock information. I'll give you guys like other internal employee information that we've had. And I'm sure you guys maybe heard because we made a few videos on this already so far. And overall, this is looking like a very good restock coming up for almost all of us. And hopefully a lot of you guys that are still waiting to get your console and hopefully go get it throughout this drop. As well, we've also had a little bit of a drier day so far today. We still haven't seen anything for Best Buy, which I was saying before, I'm probably maybe expecting more of like a Thursday, Friday date for it, if they even drop. We've also seen them do it on Wednesday. We've seen Best Buy every day, so keep that in mind. And as well, we also haven't seen anything else really kind of throughout these past few hours. So kind of a little bit more of a chiller day. But I told you get that earlier on today because it's kind of like, imagine this is like Monday. Sometimes, you know, big national holidays such as Labor Day kind of move everything like around a little bit. So just always bear that in mind throughout the rest of this week. But let's go and dive into the video. If any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. It's like the 6th one we've given out on the channel itself, so make sure you guys are subbed to use that little link down below for bonus entries. Like the video, Amazon links down below for the PS5 Digital Console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well if you guys want to follow. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100. You guys go get free stock, free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. And let's go and dive in the video itself. So the really quick recap, I always just do this because there's always new people, or sometimes like, you know, we make so many videos, sometimes people don't get to actually see it. So we actually did have a Target drop as of last Friday, and 2 Fridays ago an Xbox drop, but that drop was very small. Stock was between like 1 to like 3, 1 to 4, depending on the area. And after that drop did happen, we did go and have actual confirmation from quite a few different Target employees and our own personal contacts that have helped us throughout these past like 5 months or so go and give us more information. So some of the stock numbers we saw were as big as like 15, 17 in certain areas, and their store only went under 5 stock that was sold on out. So ever since then, we've actually had some Target stores that have been sitting on some pretty big amounts of stock, I would say, at least in my mind, because sometimes other places such as Myers usually has under 6. Best Buy is usually around that same range, sometimes a little bit more if it's been a while since the last restock, and same thing even for some GameStop walk-ins and all of that. Stock is usually a little bit more on the smaller side. So in comparison, anything for double digits in terms of stock is usually very good. We also, though, did have a few stores that were on the lower side, like 4 to 7, and they did mostly sell out most of their stock. But now this is the part 2. So with this, we actually had some more confirmations floating around that we did have more stock arrivals. We also had more employee stock arrivals too. We actually had some over here from Panda. I want to go give a little bit of love to Panda Restocks over here that actually had a chance to go and mention all of this stuff. So I'm going to give you guys the numbers on all of these things. These are for the PlayStation 5 disc editions as well as PlayStation 5 digital editions. These are all from the actual like Target internals themselves, some employee leaks and all of that. In all honesty, pretty big leak over there. So you got to give a lot of credit where credit is actually due. And I always say this, I always love the folks that are out there also trying their best to go help out people getting their PlayStation 5 consoles. So always big love to them. Hopefully don't mind showing. So we actually have 2 little big whammies on over here for the pictures themselves. Like I said, from Panda. Basically, this is for the PlayStation 5 disc editions right here. So you guys can see this. This is actually also on the Tuesday date itself. So pretty kind of up-to-date information. Let me move my camera. Sorry if I'm in an awkward spot. There you go, a little bit better. Basically, so you see like Nashimi, 9 on hand. Philadelphia Cotman, 11 on hand. Abing Township, 10 on hand. Delron, 9 on hand. Cheltenham, 1 on hand. We'll keep in mind for these small ones. We'll get to that in a second. Oxford Valley, 11 on hand. Philadelphia Bridesburg, out of stock. Warrington, 13 on hand. And Burlington, 12 on hand. This is for all for the PlayStation 5 disc editions. So let me give a quick little ramble on this one so you guys all know. We'll go into digital in a second and also all the other stuff. So when the Target has stock on hand, that is usually a pretty big sign that means that there is going to be a restock coming soon. We've seen this throughout the past like 6-7 months of all the PS5 restocks in general. So when it comes to this stuff, you guys are seeing the drop. It's looking pretty juicy. I usually say like back in the day, like a few months back, I'd always say anything over like 5+ or stock is usually pretty indicative of an upcoming drop happening like sooner rather than later. But this is actually pretty nice. 9 on hand, 11 on hand, 10 on hand. Like these are all pretty good numbers. Now, granted, of course, I'm sure you guys always know these restocks are really hard Like there's a lot of people in even in like these smaller areas trying to find any stock they can, bots, etc. But usually if you guys are in like these types of areas, the stock is usually pretty good. It means that there's probably going to be a pretty sizable restock. But as well, Target usually does not like to go sit on stock like most retailers do, besides when we're waiting for some other stores to get stock. So this goes in the next point. Some of these places are on the lower hand. Like we see this one place over here in like Cheltenham with one on hand, Philadelphia Bridesburg out of stock. So we do actually have to wait for those places, typically, like most of the time, for them to start receiving stock and getting stock. So whenever they do go get stock in hand, that's usually really nice. But I think the bigger thing to note is that like 80% of all these locations do have stock, and there is stock physically there. So with that, that means it's just the stock is there. Target's an online order, in-store pickup for your local store. They don't ship it to you like Amazon or Walmart does. So it's just they have to have it physically in the store to go and sell the stock. So this looks extremely good for the rest of this week. I'd probably say we have seen drops on Wednesdays. We've had seen drops on Thursdays, though the major dates we do keep on seeing have been on Friday. It does seem like Friday is the usual go-to day when it comes to stock. So bear that in mind, but it could also drop Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You guys kind of have to make your own decisions. We don't even know, like not a single restock person knows the exact dates, only the rough times. And as well, it's usually around like the 7 to 8 a.m. range EST, give or take a little bit. So just always like within like 30 minutes or so throughout that. They can always change it up. We have seen other retailers also change things up too as well. Just bear that in mind, that there's always that small chance for it. Now, let's do a little quick over here for the digital from Panda, basically showing Nashemini 4 on hand. And bear in mind, too, PlayStation 5 digitals always have a lot less stock. So that's why we always usually recommend you either go for bundles, number one, or you go for the PS5 disc editions, because they usually make more and send more out there. So Nashimi, 4 on hand. Philadelphia Cotman, 5 on hand. Abring Township, 2 on hand, which is kind of low, and I'll be honest, but you know, whatever. I guess it's just PS5 digital. What can you do? Cheltenham, 3 on hand. Oxford Valley, 6 on hand. Philadelphia Bridesburg, again, out of stock, which is kind of surprising on that. Warrington, 4 on hand. And Burlington, 4 on hand. So as per we kind of mentioned, the PS5 digital editions are usually just not as in stock. They just don't make as many. They're a lot more rarer. So if you guys want to, definitely go for the PS5 disc editions in general. This is way more. They have bigger stock. It's like double the amount of stock. And even if you compare this for a place that, like, let's say has 2 on hand, like it's like a coin toss between you and some other person. And there also are bots too as well. So like, what if your store just gets 2 bots gone, and then you're trying to get a PS5 digital, and you could spend all that time looking for your PlayStation 5 disc edition instead? You could have a bigger chance overall. So a few other things to kind of note for Target. Target, like I said, usually earlier in the morning, we do see a lot more success on the app itself. Make sure you guys always have your payment and other stuff all set up too as well. Like, you know, your PayPal, your credit card, Apple Pay, all that type of good stuff. Just make sure you guys always have that set. As I mentioned, usually more on the earlier days, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So it could, in theory, be as early as tomorrow. If I had to go and guess, I'd probably say Friday, because Target's done that the past like 3 or 4 drops in a row. It's not guaranteed. Like I said, we're just kind of some random people seeing some stock and all that. It's all up to Target corporate to make those decisions. I do also want to remind you guys, we did also see very small amounts of Target walk-in stock too as well. Not crazy amounts, but we did at least see a little bit of it. So bear that in mind, that maybe after this drop, there might be a few little stock if your store did not fully sell out stock, or there's canceled orders for other drops for that. So bear that in mind. But yeah, Target's looking really good, really juicy. These are some pretty good numbers. And I hope all of you guys that are out there trying to find your consoles can get them sooner rather than later. As well, the PS5 or the Xbox as well, on usual pre-event drops, have also dropped as well. We have not seen too much stock information. My Target employees have also not had too much stock information too as well for the Xbox Series X's. So just bear that in mind, that it could also be dropping at the same exact time. Not 100% sure, but most of our stock leaks and numbers have been more on the PlayStation 5s. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Hopefully these drops will be better. And I do think the rest of this week should be good in theory. But as I mentioned before, Labor Day may have changed up some things, adjusted some things and all of that. So just bear that in mind, that the whole week will probably be a little bit on the lopsided side. And we'll get probably back into normal weeks next week. So if anything gets moved like a day or gets moved to next week or whatever, bear that in mind. That has happened before on like these little holiday days. So yeah, if any of you guys are brand new, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well. Link down below. Sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100. You guys go get free stock, free money. Coinbase, you guys go buy $100 worth of any cryptocurrency. You guys go and get free Bitcoin. I just appreciate you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video itself later on throughout today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your days.